Alright, man. Welcome back, man. Welcome back to another reaction video. This is Jubilee. Do all men think the same? Before I get it started, no, all men do not think the same. We do have some crazy similarities. I don't think all men think the same. Featuring NFL player Kyle Long. I'm not really into football, so I didn't know who the fuck that is. But, yeah, we finna find out. Come on.
I just always got all my skincare from the females in my life.
I have a great salt scrub for you. You should get over here.
Well,
Is that him? He tall as shit. Tall, broad. Must be that nigga.
On this episode of Spectrum, we wanted to explore the topic of
How long is
masculinity.
this video?
In the last couple of years, there's been intense scrutiny on masculinity in America. We traveled to Chicago and partnered with Gillette and Walgreens to bring together a group of men, including...
Bro, why did he even put policemen on horse anymore? Is that for show? Cause who's finna chase down somebody in a horse? I don't know. I don't know, bro. I just want to know why this must be Kyle Long. Cause why is,
NFL star,
why we
first-round
in the
pick,
bathroom?
and former
Oh.
Chicago Bears football player Kyle Long, to demonstrate that men can open up and tackle questions on topics ranging from gender roles in society, showing emotion,
Oh, those must
beauty,
be all of
and
them.
even skincare.
They do this now?
Our
on
objective
Jubilee?
was to have an honest conversation about what it means to be a man today. This is Spectrum. Enjoy the episode.
Come on, Kyle.
I believe sports are more masculine than the arts. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
my.
Whoa. All right.
what's happening?
It was natural.
Oh my God. Well, now I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm just
I'm
really
curious.
How am I disagreeing with the professional NFL player?
Bruh. If you think you're masculine, if you think just because you play sports, you're a masculine figure, or you're a masculine person or man, bro, what are you talking about? You playing sports has nothing to do with the way you carry yourself.
Because some of the most quote-unquote manly men in my life are musicians, actors, people that I relied on as an image of masculinity. So to say that the arts are less masculine than sports, for me, doesn't make sense.
My mom's
Right.
a cheerleading coach. I think cheerleading is a sport. I argue with her. I'll never let her know I think cheerleading is a sport because I think it's fun to argue with her. But there's a certain amount of masculinity, to do all those, right, to do the backflips and to push the girls up in the air. So I feel like there is more masculinity that's ascribed to just sports, than there is to more of the arts. That's why I somewhat agree.
If you put blood, sweat, and tears into something, that's kind of what creates your character. Losing, getting knocked down, getting back up. Learning those kind of principles at such a young age, I think that's kind of what helps create a sense of strength that kind of helps carry you into a certain sense of masculinity and manhood as you get older.
So I'm an actor.
That just doesn't. What? Bro. That's just called gaining wisdom and experience. Losing and getting back up. That's creating perseverance. That's creating strength in yourself. That doesn't necessarily mean you'll be more masculine when you come out. Because everybody goes through losses. Everybody is supposed to take an L in their life and learn from it. Everybody.
Actor. One of my recent roles was Donkey in Shrek the Musical. There was
Knocked
blood. There was
Yeah.
god awful.
Yeah, and another thing, he said blood and sweat and tears. Bruh, you could put blood, sweat, and tears into anything you care about. It don't just gotta be physically blood, sweat, and tears into sports. Like blood from, I don't know, fucking up on the field or something. It don't necessarily gotta be blood, sweat, and tears in sports, like physical activities. It could be anything, bro. Anything you really care about that you want to put your time into. It could be anything.
Wet because the costume.
And then the crying.
Yeah. There was crying. There was crying.
Talking about the physical aspect, and I really agree that there's physical on arts and in sports, but then there's that mental aspect. You talked about failure, getting back up. Like even before you got that donkey role, how many people had to get the audition for that role?
Definitely the arts.
Right, and take an L
can
because
be
they didn't
right
get
up
it.
with their sports.
Sports are an art too. So.
There you go.
One of the major things that has impacted me would
this
be my
episode
father
is
and
different.
how he viewed
What is this?
film industry, theater, because it was something that was able to connect to the human experience, and it was more personal.
I'm gonna put you on. If you ain't ever had fried peppers and like sausages, bro, you missing out, bro. It's called sausage and peppers, bro. I got put on, now I'm finna put y'all on. I'm telling you, go ahead, try it.
And more emotional.
Locker room talk is part of being a man. 3, 2, 1, go.
Anybody can have locker room talk, bro. Like, the locker room is a place
I'll start it
a
off,
man,
'cause I
I
spent
mean,
a
a
lot
locker
of
room and a woman can be in a locker room.
You know, this phrase "locker room talk" has taken on a life of itself. Obviously, in the past years, it's been a hot button issue, and it has changed since I was a 6-year-old and I said my first swear word, and my mom and dad said, "Kyle, that's locker room talk."
But I also think about locker room talk as like sexual in nature too. Someone is gonna say it to you. Someone's gonna initiate your locker room talk.
I mean, I think growing up, playing sports and all that, I think it has found its own way with this new locker room talk as of 2016. And I think that's kind of switched to this weird sexual harassment.
I think by the nature of the question, though, them asking us this, it is.
Okay, before he talks, okay. So in locker room, you don't necessarily mean a locker room. You could be like, locker room talk. So say you got a group of friends and you talk a certain way amongst those friends. You don't necessarily got to be in a certain room, yeah. But it's just how you talk around or in a certain setting around certain people. You feel me? So it's not necessarily like in the locker room or in a certain room. It's just how you talk in this setting around these people about shit that you wouldn't talk about in front of other people. But I don't think that makes you any more of a man. Or you are a man because you talk about, you know, shit in the locker room. Like you do locker room talk. It doesn't make you any more of a man. It doesn't make you any less of a man. And if you don't do it, it doesn't mean you're missing a part of your manhood. So I don't follow.
Is the people that are crossing that line that we're talking about, is that part of it? Belittling women, not even if you're belittling women, but you're objectifying them. You're being cruel, but you're like, come on, I'm just joking around. It's a locker room. No, man, that's not what makes you a man. That's not something that should be part of that.
I think men's main role in this situation is stepping forward, setting boundaries, and still having fun within the framework of those boundaries and respecting one another.
As a black man, I looked at it as like barbershop talk, more so. And I just feel like it's just being a safe space for men to be able to get those ideas out. So like if it's something that's like you find extremely offensive and in the confines of that safe space, I could say it, you could say, hey, this is why I think it's offensive. And I could say, oh, I never thought about it like that without having to take that out into the world. Realistically, out in the world, I don't think men have the opportunity to express feelings and things like that like they can in the locker room. Like I'm sure there's locker rooms where you've cried, where you were able to have other men confront you and say, okay, so it's okay to cry in
The
this
same
situation,
guys
I
who make
understand.
fun of you are the same guys who
Yeah,
console
same way,
you.
yeah.
And that's
So
what's
it's that
important.
safe space.
There are a lot of men out there that can operate rationally. Not
CJ.
everything is like about sex with us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a Christian. My father's a pastor. To me, being a man is about taking responsibility and accountability.
Men should be the head of the household. 3, 2, 1, go.
My grandpa was
Bro, is my guy here just to go against everything that is believed to be manly? Like he has only picked the disagree for
a colonel
For
in the
this
Vietnam
video
War fighting for the
so
country of
far.
Laos. And if anyone needed a tank, they would talk to him. Anyone needed anything, he was the head logistics commander. And then my dad, he was like the head of a gang. So he kind of demanded
Me
respect
personally,
and
I think
became
so.
the head of everything. And in
As a
turn, both
man-
of them were heads of our household.
as a man, you should be able to lead your household. Like, just because you a man, I don't want to say you should. No, you should be the leader of the household or the head of the household, but doing that takes certain responsibilities. And if you can't if you can't take on those responsibilities, then you shouldn't be the man of the household.
I feel like I have to be able to be the head of the household and have people rely on me when needed.
I just feel like when it comes time for deference, most of the time women prefer to defer to men leadership. And my dad was a primary breadwinner, and then my dad got laid off. Automatically, my mom became the breadwinner. And they just switched those roles, but like when it came time for decisions and stuff like that, she still deferred to him most of the time. And it's like we didn't miss a beat as a family. And I feel like that's what she wanted. I feel like that's what most men, or most women want from their men. It's better for the men to be in that position. I don't feel like a woman can't be in that position.
Yeah, I'm going to build on what you're talking about, CJ, because I feel like each one of us has a unique set of circumstances. And in your case, your dad was really smart in terms of his, decisions. That's why your mom probably relied on him for that stuff.
Blacking
And that's
my
not to
man's
take
face
anything away
up.
from her. But I'm over here on the disagree side because the question was, should a man be the head of the household? Verbatim, correct?
Yep.
Now, my response to that is no, there is no rules for who's the head of the household.
Point I'm making.
So I disagree with the comment. I think men can be, but it's 2020. And if I were to tell you that I'm the head of my household, I'd be lying to you.
I think there's a leader within each one of us. I don't think it has to do with whether you're a man or a woman. I know in my household, there are times that my wife leads, there's times I lead. We talk about leading up, leading down. We even let our daughter lead sometimes. My role as a man and a father in my daughter's life is to be the example and to be just supportive and accepting and loving. And I want her to see by example that I'm always striving to be the best human being I can be. That's really what my role is. And she's the greatest joy in my life.
I have discussed skincare with other men. 3, 2, 1, go.
Bro, I'm not going to sit here and talk like I've been on this game forever. I'm not going to sit here and talk like I've been on this game forever. But I'm trying to tell you, skincare is the way to go. Women do look at that. And regardless of women look at it or not, bro, take care of your skin. Like, you don't want it to be mad dry. You wake up in the morning feeling like your face finna fall off because this shit is crusty around your nose. And, bro, it just don't feel good at all. I don't know who thinks that feels good. It don't feel right. And your face gonna feel a lot better once you actually do start taking care of your skin for real. And I have discussed, like, skincare with other men. I'm like, bro, you try exfoliating? Like, bro, you ever exfoliated? Not like I could see your skin drying up or something. It's just like bro, you ever try exfoliating? Like, I'm trying to put you on because when I found out, I was surprised. I was like, oh shit, exfoliation, like. But that's just me.
I have a great salt scrub for you. You should get over here.
Well, I just
Bro, I'm
always
finna put
got
you
all
on.
my
So
skincare.
what my girl
I
put
think-
me
I
on
think-
to. Go ahead, cop you some of this. This is that exfoliant liquid. You don't have to cop this brand, but it's the brand. This is the brand she got me. Vitamin C exfoliant. Do some of that for real. Right. Rub it in. Do what you gotta do. Go ahead, put some toner on. Have your face looking right. Have your face looking right, all smooth. Then after that, go ahead, throw some of this vitamin E shit on. But you're supposed to throw this shit on every day though. This, you only throw on like when your face get flaky, maybe like every 3-4 days maybe. And you throw this on, and this every day. That's really just the way to go. I'm trying to tell you. Women gonna walk up to you and like, damn, your face pretty smooth.
Opinions from the females in my life. I don't know. I just didn't want to feel like I was any less of a man, so I didn't want to talk to other men.
As we all get older, our skin starts to look like that bag that's been left out in the sun too long. And that's why skincare recently has become a thing for me.
I've talked about it a bunch with guys. That's how I find out about
Hey, I didn't
like,
even see that.
beard oil.
Y'all see that?
It wasn't my wife that said you need it.
Hold on, Rob. You see this, bro? Gillette, Walgreens. Bro, I didn't even see that. This is sponsored. Nigga's crazy. That's cool.
It was my buddy with a beard that said, hey, beard oil's awesome. I can think of a couple of friends that we talk about it pretty regularly. One of the guys was concerned about skin cancer. And if he wasn't talking to the guys about it, like, hey, what do? He might not have felt comfortable talking to a woman about it. So we just crack that open. We just talk about this stuff.
What did you talk to the NFL player about? You know, just skincare.
I'll be the first to do this, but yeah.
Damn it,
I strongly agree. I think it's important to take pride in yourself and have self-discipline. It all falls under discipline for me.
I'd actually branch off that too, because I view it as loving yourself. It doesn't have to be you take 4 hours to be able to make yourself look good and presentable, to be able to walk out the door. It'll provide confidence for you to be able to do whatever you want in the world.
I feel like this is one of those conversations that happens during locker room talks. It may not be like, I'm sure some of the people are going to be surprised, like, oh, all these guys talk about skincare. But like those are the conversations that you have in those locker room talk situations.
Yeah, I think it's important. You talk to guys about skincare. I mean, we live in Chicago. I mean, I'm a serious white boy. I think it's important to, when you're dealing with elements, it's cold, it's freaking rough. I mean, we're in construction. It's a lot of nasty stuff out there. So yeah. I'm fourth generation bricklayers and alley craft workers unions. My dad, my grandpa, my great-grandpa were all union representatives, and it's everything my family stands for, believes in,
probably
and
already
is
said it, but
still fighting for. I think for me, being a man is, you know, standing up for people, standing up for what you believe in.
I meet my father's expectations for what it means to be a man. 3, 2, 1.
I don't even know. I never even had that talk yet with my pops. Damn.
Sulk myself over here now, guys. Never made it. This is a high bar. I am constantly still striving, but my father has different standards than me, and I'm proud of who I am, but there's a small part of me that's just like, I wish I could hit that bar, but it's also part of me that's like, there are some parts of that bar that I'm not gonna touch.
Expectations, as we all know, within the family can be very tough. And I know you've alluded to this a few times today. And I feel for you, I really do, like in my heart. I just want to give you a huge hug because I have a dad who has whether he knows he's putting them on me or not, there's unrealistic expectations. The name on the back of my jersey, we share. The number I chose to wear was the same that he wore. Profession, the same. I will never be my dad because he was a world beater in his field. But I also, in the journey striving for his acceptance, I found myself proud of who I am. And that is being a man.
Yeah.
Kyle?
Being your own man. And
Good job, Kyle.
like I really hope we can find you. If we have this conversation again, I really hope that we can have you at least on the somewhat, because I struggle with that too, and it's a real thing.
I can't think of any time in my life when my dad has ever said he's been disappointed in me.
I know, dude
He's done
always
nothing
sounds
but
like he about to
encourage me.
cry.
He asks for my help on things now. So like he's always telling other people how proud of me. He's like, yeah, I ran to your dad. He was telling me everything about you. So, and I know like it's like a lot of people like don't even have their fathers in their life. So like I appreciate it that much more.
I love that you guys all have that, talking about what negative consequences we have as men for holding it in and for not being able to voice our emotions. I think that my dad passed away because he took his own life because he didn't express emotion. It wasn't in his definition of being a man. And so because of that, he bottled everything up to the point where I didn't know what was going on, and I was the closest individual to him. And at that point, it's just mentally and physically, mentally, emotionally not stable, and it destroys a person, no matter how manly of men. It'll destroy you from the inside. One of the few things I remember before he passed, he said to me, I can't believe I'm such a tiger and I have a son and turns out to be a kitten. And they're just demoralizing words that my dad would say. And those things just stick with me. So I will never put myself across that line, but I'll always work.
Felt like his dad held himself at too much of a high standard. Bro, you never as good as you think you are. So you might think you a tiger. To the people around you, you're not even that. But you got the nerve to call this man right here a kitten. That's crazy.
To get to somewhat disagree so that I can feel that I got to as close as I can to his bar.
That's a shame, man, because you're standing here and you're saying your words and you're standing up to it.
You're a man, dude.
You're a man. You should be over here. Yeah, man, I see you as a tiger.
Yeah. Don't let that. You can use my dad if you want.
I am the son of the oldest child and the only son of the oldest child, so that kind of just makes a lineage that I have to follow, and that person disappearing drops weight on my shoulders. All eyes are on me now. I take the center stage, and that made me feel
I see
like
what he meant.
I have to be a man.
Side dog, side
I
dog, side dog.
never really had the chance
dog.
to be vocal about my dad. I felt safe enough to talk about it, and it was one of the first times that all these emotions that I've bottled up have finally come to light.
There you go. The fundamentals.
Kyle Long for $1 million.
Hell yeah. Ow.
1, go.
Bruh.
Let's go.
Come and get it, boys.
Challenge accepted.
Oh, okay.
What?
Thank you, guys. Group hug. Get in here, guys. Get in here. Come here. Come on. We're forcing the group hug. Come on. Good work, boys.
I'm proud to be a man because of who we are.
All right, bro. All right. I really like that video. I'll go and follow Jubilee, bro. They be putting out some heat. No cap. Sports are more masculine than arts. Marshall. He's the most Uncle Kyle of the Kyle community. That's what we finna end the video, bro. That's where I'm leaving it. See y'all next time. What was that?